Have you ever felt spiritually stuck? Like no matter what you do, your heart feels distant from Allah. What if I told you there's a way to break through? A way to reset your soul, silence your distractions, and reignite your connection with Allah. That secret is fasting, and it's far more powerful than most people realize. Allah tells us in the Quran, "O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may attain taqwa." Fasting isn't just about staying hungry. It's about unlocking a deeper connection with Allah, breaking free from distractions, and strengthening your soul. It's the key to spiritual breakthroughs, and in this video you'll discover how. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn might completely change the way you see fasting. Imagine walking away from everything you've ever known. Your home, your family, chores, your wealth, simply because of your faith. This was the reality for Prophet Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam grew up in the palace of Pharaoh, surrounded by wealth and power. But when the truth of his mission became clear, he had to flee for his life. Lost, hungry, and completely alone. For days he traveled without food or water, relying only on Allah. And when he finally reached the land of Madian, he was exhausted, starving, and unsure of what would happen next. And in that moment, he made a simple but heartfelt dua. "My Lord, indeed I am in need of whatever good you send down to me." And Allah responded. Not only was Musa salam given food, but he was given a home, safety, and even a new family. But here's something amazing. This moment of desperation, hunger, and patience became a turning point in his life. It prepared him for his greatest mission, confronting Pharaoh and leading his people to freedom. Fasting teaches us the same lesson. Sometimes we have to go through hunger, struggle, and sacrifice to reach a breakthrough. Just like Musa alayhi salam, we learn patience, trust in Allah, and the ability to endure. Maybe you're going through a struggle right now. Maybe you feel lost or disconnected. But just like Musa alayhi salam, your hardship could be leading you to something greater. Fasting is not just about staying away from food and drink. It is a spiritual journey, a transformation of the soul, heart, and mind. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Fasting is a shield. It protects you from sin, just as a shield protects you in battle." Number 1, fasting purifies the heart. When we fast, we weaken our physical desires, allowing our hearts to be more connected to Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "There is a piece of flesh in the body. If it is sound, the whole body is sound. If it is corrupt, the whole body is corrupt. That piece is the heart." Fasting cleanses that heart, making it more receptive to faith, more patient, and more grateful. Number 2, fasting builds self-control. Think about this. When you're fasting, you feel hunger, but you don't eat. You feel thirsty, but you don't drink. That is self-control in action. If we can control our basic desires for food and drink, then we can control our anger, our bad habits, and even our negative thoughts. Number 3, fasting strengthens taqwa. Allah tells us the purpose of fasting in the Quran. "O you who believe, fasting has been prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before you, so that you may attain taqwa." Taqwa is the awareness of Allah in everything we do. And fasting strengthens this because every time we resist temptation, we remind ourselves, Allah is watching. And we are doing this for Him. Number 4, fasting increases gratitude. Have you ever noticed how amazing food tastes after a long fast? That first sip of water, that first bite of a date, Fasting teaches us to appreciate what we take for granted. And when we are grateful, Allah promises to give us more. If you are grateful, I will surely increase your blessings. Number 5. Fasting helps us overcome hardships. We all face struggles in life: stress, sadness, loss. But fasting teaches us resilience. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever is patient, Allah will grant him patience." And no one is given a gift better and more comprehensive than patience. When we fast, we train ourselves to endure discomfort with patience. And that patience carries over into every aspect of our lives. Now that we understand the spiritual power of fasting, let's explore how we can use it to create real breakthroughs in our lives. Now that we know how fasting transforms the soul, the real question is, how can you use fasting as a tool for a true spiritual breakthrough? Here are 5 powerful ways to take your fasting to the next level. Number 1. Set a powerful intention, niyyah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Actions are judged by intentions, and everyone will get what was intended." Don't just fast for the sake of fasting. Set a deeper intention. Do it for Allah, for purification, for self-discipline. The stronger your intention, the greater your spiritual breakthrough. Number 2. Make dua while fasting. Did you know that your dua while fasting is incredibly powerful? The supplication of a fasting person is not rejected. Use this time to ask for everything: guidance, forgiveness, strength. Make dua before iftar, during suhoor, and whenever you feel weak. Number 3. Control your tongue and thoughts. Fasting is not just about food. It's about purifying your entire being. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever does not give up false speech and bad deeds, Allah is not in need of him giving up his food and drink." If you want fasting to change you, guard your tongue. Avoid gossip, negativity, and useless talk. Replace them with dhikr, gratitude, and kind words. Number 4. Add sunnah fast to your routine. Fasting isn't just for Ramadan. The Prophet, peace be upon him, taught us to fast regularly throughout the year. Mondays and Thursdays, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Deeds are presented to Allah on Mondays and Thursdays. And I like my deeds to be presented while I am fasting." The white days, 13th, 14th, and 15th of every Islamic month, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Fasting 3 days of every month is like fasting for a lifetime." These small but consistent fasts bring immense rewards and help keep your spiritual energy high all year. Number 5. Reflect and renew your relationship with the Quran. Ramadan is the month of fasting, but it's also the month of the Quran. The month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was revealed as a guidance for the people. Even outside of Ramadan, pair your fasting with Quran recitation. Read even one verse a day and reflect on its meaning. This will turn your fast into a true spiritual experience. Fasting isn't just about hunger. It's a journey of the heart, the mind, and the soul. But how can you take this journey and turn it into lifelong change? Let's wrap up with some final thoughts. Fasting is more than just staying away from food and drink. It's a training ground, a journey that shapes your soul, strengthens your faith, and brings you closer to Allah. It teaches us patience, self-control, and most importantly, reliance on our Creator. From the prophets to the greatest scholars, fasting has always been a tool for spiritual breakthroughs, and now it's your turn. Ask yourself, what's stopping me from using fasting as a way to transform my life? What if I started fasting with true purpose, not just as a habit, but as a path to becoming a stronger, better version of myself? The next time you fast, don't just focus on what you're giving up. Focus on what you're gaining: peace, clarity, and a heart connected to Allah. Now, I want to hear from you. How has fasting changed your life? Have you ever experienced a spiritual breakthrough while fasting? Share your story in the comments. I read every single one. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let's spread the beauty of fasting and inspire more hearts to turn back to Allah.